Welcome in, everyone, to another edition of the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show from Glyn Smith Chevrolet GMC, as we do every single month. Shout out to our guy, Jerry Potter, also Virgil, the general manager here, and all the people that make Glyn Smith Chevrolet GMC work. People always say you leave with a smile. We are always smiling when we come here, and we always appreciate the OG, original presenting sponsor of Georgia Alabama Sports Live, Rich.
Thrift, it's always great to be back in the showroom here at Glyn Smith Chevrolet GMC, and I'm excited. It's another month of not only talking sports, but we also have some fantastic guests.
I tell you what, it has become a huge week this week, and it's not because of sports. It's because Big Rich is combing his hair, and he's growing his hair out right now. He is feeling himself. I'm telling you, it's a new Rich, baby. I don't know. He's retired in what? You officially retire?
April 1st.
April 1st. So a few days, we're going to see a brand new Rich from the military. How many years, Richard?
23 years.
23 years. Wow. Well, thank you for your service, man. I'm glad you've been a part of what we built here at Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Glyn Smith Chevrolet GMC, they got a ton of inventory on the lot. Unlike most car dealerships that are always hunting, fishing for, inventory, they usually don't have a lot on the car lot. That is not the case here at Glyn Smith Chevrolet GMC. They like to hammering down high prices again this month. If you go to the website, that's glynsmith.com, you can already check out what's on the lot right now before you even get here. New, used, all affordable for you, and which is why they say get ready to smile, Rich. And I haven't met a customer, again, coming from Texas, from around the country, from around the Southeast. People come to Glyn Smith to get the car or truck of their dreams.
Well, their service staff here is so friendly. Every time we walk into the building, we're greeted with a smile. We're greeted with complimentary beverages. We're greeted with just a nice family-friendly atmosphere. And they even got the Easter balloons up. They're festive. I mean, they're talking about just getting everybody just hyped up and getting their next vehicle. As they got the 2026s out there.
Yep.
And I know before you know it, the 2027s are going to be out on that show lot.
So yesterday we had a couple things going on. For one, Central of Carroll, one of the top teams in 4A, loses to Harris County. They were up 4-0 on Harris County, and I was tuning in. I'm like, geez, the Tigers are going to get beat. But they end up coming back and having a incredible victory over Central of Carroll. So they'll play them on the road. Remember, 3-game series right now, 1-1. Harris County with a big win last night. Northside, though, did get beat on the road against Stars Mill. Stars Mill may be the best team in the region and one of the best teams in the state. Watch out for them. They always got a good baseball program. How about Pacelli? So I know everyone saw the girls lost to McIntosh, and Pacelli girls one of the top teams in the state.
Yeah.
And McIntosh is one of the top teams in the country. There's a reason why they lost 3-1 at home. You don't see Zach Cochran's team losing very much, and especially at home. And they're playing one of the top teams in GHSA and one of the top teams in the country. The boys, though, got a big win over a top 25 boys McIntosh team. So Pacelli's showing why they're the best soccer program we have in our area.
Yeah, and we saw them at Brookstone, and the reason why they are the defending GIAA champions, they know how to compete and play as champions. And it's been a fantastic week for soccer, been a fantastic week for baseball. I do want to talk about the 4 teams that – if they're in that region together, Stars Mill, Central, Harris County, and Northside. I kind of get the sense that Stars Mill is pulling away, but hopefully if Northside can get a big win today, it can kind of make it interesting as, they battle, they play Harris County in a couple weeks. They'll play Central of Carrollton. So, yeah, that's exciting. I always look forward to those top 4 teams as they're already in the playoffs.
Yeah.
We're just trying to figure out the seeding.
No doubt about it. And these next couple of weeks, we're going to see all these teams facing off against each other. Tonight, Stars Mill will go on the road at Northside. Northside trying not to be swept. Russell County hosts Brookstone. That should be a lot of fun. I'm telling you, don't sleep on Russell County. I think they're going to make the playoffs this year. They already beat Park Crossing. Last night, I think they beat Pike Road.
They beat Park Crossing again.
Beat Park Crossing again. Yeah. They play Pike Road, next week. We'll be there for that. Also last night, Calvary. Man, tough week for the Calvary Christian Knights as they took on Strong Rock. Coming into the week, Calvary came in 4-8, and Strong Rock came in 3-11. Strong Rock then won the first 2 games of the series. Calvary did win Game 3 last night, and they're kind of limping into spring break. But I looked at their spring break schedule. They play teams like Valwood, Terrell Academy. These are GIAA schools of the 3A classification. They also play David Emanuel. These are winnable games is what I'm bringing up. They play one team outside the state and out of Wilmington, North Carolina. I still think if they can rattle off 3 or 4, go 3-1 next week, 4-1 next week, I could see the Knights getting close to 500. If they get to 500 with the tough schedule, they'll be a top 8 seed. And I think right now with Steve Smith, he doesn't really care about hosting a playoff series. He just wants to get in the playoffs, and play his best baseball when the season ends.
Yeah, especially since they got Brookstone and Pacelli also left on their schedule. The key is just getting into the playoffs. Once you get into the playoffs, you can set up your pitching rotation. Anything can happen in the playoffs. But we're excited to see Calvary down the stretch and see how they do, especially when they have a couple of region more games coming up.
Well, this is a special show because our partner and we are part of the news network of CNAW.
We are.
Since 2025, Jay Shields, Colin Scroggins, Daryl, the whole crew, we met with them. And that partnership has obviously helped us tremendously. But we've been talking with Colin and Jay and all the crew. It's also helped them. It brings sports to Colin's page. You know, you get all the news and weather and everything else. What about sports? They kept hammering for sports, and I'm glad that we were able to be that sports provider for CNAW. So we're going to have Colin Scroggins on. We're going to talk about his partnership with us, also Glyn Smith Chevrolet GMC, and apparently there's a lot happening over the last couple of days, including that wreck that affected a lot of people yesterday here in Alabama. We'll talk with Colin about that, and then a new member of the CNAW team, Mandy Vega, who's also doing Home and Lifestyle now. Richard, she'll be joining in, and we're going to be talking about what got her involved in this, and where's she from, and get a little bit to know Mandy Vega, part of this crew, this network that we're building here at CNAW. I'm excited about that, Richard.
I'm really excited that Mandy is coming on the show. I remember they were at Midland Commons last weekend, her and Colin, just these events that are in the community. It's important to know exactly. We want families here just to be entertained. There's a lot of stuff that's not sports related that's going out in the community. And I love the fact that they're everywhere, posting pictures on social media. And I'm looking forward to talking to Mandy later on in the show.
All right, what we're going to do, take a quick break. When we come back, I will be sitting down with Colin Scroggins and seeing what's going on here. Georgia Alabama Sports Live show from Glyn Smith Chevrolet GMC. Not only presenting sponsor for what we do at Georgia Alabama Sports Live and being able to bring all the different sporting events for the 15 local high schools that we cover, but also a big partner with Colin Scroggins and CNAW. We'll talk about that next here on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live show.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Vision's morning show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Vision's morning show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Vision's morning show, and download the Sports Vision's radio app right now in your app store today.
We are the only live and local sports talk show in East Alabama, West Central Georgia. Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
Going on right now at Glyn Smith and Opelika.
Both Chevy Silverado and Traverse are ready for you. Get supplier pricing today on all new Chevy Silverado 1500s with up to $13,500 off. Or get a loaded Traverse, the roomy Chevy SUV with third row seating, and enjoy up to $6,000 off.
Buy today and make no payments for 120 days.
Smart people from all over the USA buy from Glyn Smith Chevrolet.
Get ready to smile.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible. To be able to cover these 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy and Gordy Eye Care, for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Just keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts, and extroverts, for the thinkers and the doers, for old friends. Coca-Cola, for everyone.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
Welcome back, everyone, here to Georgia, Alabama Sports Live Show from Glyn Smith Chevrolet GMC on this beautiful Friday, and I have the man himself. If it ain't on his page, it ain't true. His name's Colin Scroggins. Colin, thank you so much.
Of course, I'm glad I could be there.
And and I told y'all last time we did the show and last time we had him on, he's going to be coming on periodically every single month, updating us on what's happening outside of sports, like we update y'all on his page of what's going on with sports for those on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live that may not follow Colin's page. That's why we have him here. And if you don't follow his page, you're living under a rock. Let's get out from under that rock and start following his page. But Colin, how's it been, man?
It's been good. It's been good, but staying busy. I think I've been to about 82 scenes so far in 2026. So people have been acting up.
Is it on par for previous years?
I actually honestly haven't kept record until this year of how many scenes I go to. But I think it's definitely been a lot more this year.
The murders are down. We did talk about that last time you were on, which is a big deal.
Yes.
I know you had a lot of scenes, but at least not as many. That is my alarm. Sorry, an alien's coming.
Well, wouldn't it be the craziest thing I've seen this?
I'm telling you. And then we posted on Colin's page. People are going to believe it. Murders are down at least, but I know there's still a lot happening within our community.
Well, as you mentioned, murders have been down. Where I think Columbus is still at 2 murders so far this year. Compared to past years, that is a decrease that hasn't been seen in years and years and years. I know Coroner's Office and Muskogee County Coroner's Office, Columbus Police Department's Violent Crimes Unit have been doing a top-notch work solving these cases, getting families justice. And next stages really in these cases are, court hearings or what's next in the investigation. So it'll be interesting to see these 2 homicides or 2 murders, how they play out in our community.
We're going to talk about what's happening around the community here in a moment. But I do want to talk about first Glyn Smith Chevrolet GMC, Jerry Potter. He believed in the new form of attaining information, and which is through social media, through digital marketing. And that's exactly what me and you do, man. And Jerry, an older guy, if you ever met him, you would think that guy right there believes in digital marketing and social media. And it's like, yeah, man, he's ahead of the curve. Talk about what your relationship with Glyn Smith has meant to you in CNAW.
So, I got brought in with a team, Jay and Daryl and all them, back in 2021, 2022. And Glyn Smith was our first major sponsor. They're our first premier sponsor partner, and they believed in us from the very beginning, believed in me from the very beginning, and I was just a kid back then. I'm 20 now. I've seen a lot, been through a lot, but Glyn Smith has been with us. That's one thing that stayed constant this whole time is Glyn Smith staying our premier sponsor partner, being there for us when we need them, and vice versa. It's been a great team, and they're always helping out in the community. That's what we love about them. We are community focused, and they are the same.
And I don't think I've ever heard anyone that's had a bad experience here at Glyn Smith Chevrolet GMC. You can go to the website at glynsmith.com. You saw all the inventory. Tell me you're not wanting to drive one of those trucks a lot right now.
I want to drive that Ferrari or whatever it is out there. Corvette, not Ferrari. I don't know car types, y'all. It's been a long day.
Me and you both, Colin. So that's why I don't even think the name.
But the most important matter is they're hammering down on the prices. We got inflation, we got all kinds of things out there in the world, and they are hammering down on those high prices, and that's what matters here at Glyn Smith. They know, the sacrifices people are willing to make. People are not getting paychecks due to partial government shutdown, so they are out here trying their best to help out the community members who need it most.
Good credit, bad credit, they're going to try to take care of you and make sure they get you the best deal moving forward, because it's an investment long term, and you're going to want to make sure you're taken care of, not taken advantage of. And that's what they do here at Glyn Smith. All right, Colin, what's going on around the community? Update us what's happening.
So yesterday, I know a lot of people saw me probably stressing on Facebook Live to avoid Phoenix City. We had a
I wish I would have saw your live before I got into that mess, but continue, man.
We had a tanker truck carrying anhydrous ammonia traveling down Highway 280, approaching J.R. Allen, and it got hit by an 18-wheeler at the intersection. Jesus. And I guess after careful consideration by the great people at the hazmat teams with Columbus Fire and EMS, Phoenix City Fire and Rescue, and our EMA offices, they all decided, hey, we got to take some precautions. You know, this is obviously a very deadly hazard. If there is a leakage, they were able to contain everything, mitigate the scene, and overall, after hours on end of nonstop chaos, people driving everywhere, honking, they were able to manage the scene and clear it up, and everyone before rush hour. That's the one goal I'm proud of. No injuries or no major injuries. The roadway was open about 3 p.m. So peaceful resolution to what could have been a complete and utter disaster.
Here's my thing too, Colin. For those out there that get frustrated when something like that happens with the honking, it doesn't make the situation better. Everyone has somewhere to be.
Yep.
Everyone's time is important to them.
Yep.
But I feel like getting frustrated, it only amplifies the situation.
Well, even yesterday when I was on the side of 280, we had 18-wheelers passing us. You know, they're all being redirected different routes. We had a rear-end collision involving people honking at each other, and one accidentally rear-ended the other. People just have some patience. I get it. No one wants to be stuck in traffic. I know I didn't want to get stuck in traffic, but it happens. But the good positive side to it is no one was injured, or no major injuries anyway. They were checked out by EMS. But yeah, it was a very chaotic day, and the weekend's just getting started. And I know we've been talking about the burn ban and stuff coming up, and y'all, this is a personal message from Colin. Do not burn this weekend. If you do not want me in your front yard, I highly suggest you don't burn. There's an active burn ban this weekend in Georgia and in Alabama because the conditions are just too favorable for critical fire weather. So, again, please do not burn. You do not want your house to get on fire, and you do not want to be on the media. So,
we're talking any fire.
Yes,
right now.
Any fire, any outdoor fire. If you want to burn trash, do it another weekend.
Yeah.
And maybe don't do it at all. But again, I do want to mention the Alabama Forestry Commission did state that if those who decide to burn any field, grassland, or woodland without a burn permit may be subject to prosecution for committing a Class B misdemeanor. That's at least in Alabama. I'm assuming Georgia has something along those lines.
Right.
But again, if you don't want to go to jail, don't want to face a misdemeanor, I highly suggest you save that burning for another weekend.
Colin, if people want to get in contact with you, they got a story. They got something happening within the community they want to celebrate, whether it's positive or negative. They feel like this needs to get out because it's pertinent information. How do they go about getting you that?
So we have our messenger open on Facebook. People can reach out constantly. I know we've gotten over 1,000 messages this year from people, probably more than that. Still got to check the data. Numbers are coming in right now. I got messages. But, you know, we are getting messages constantly. People can go to our Facebook, send us a message on Messenger. They can also email us at cnaw2news@gmail.com. And they can tag us on Facebook. I'm sure one of us will see it.
There's no guarantee you're going to put that on there, Colin. So I want people to understand that. And I'm going to allow you to elaborate. PSA, just because you send something, Colin's got to do his investigating because he wants credibility.
And
if
facts,
you put out, and you put out stuff that's not true, and you don't do your research, and it happens. Everything happens to me too. Every now and then, we're going to get some bad information, and we didn't know about it. But in the end, you're still going to make sure whatever you get, you're going to go do some backstory and make sure everything is true.
Absolutely. And we have incident up in Chambers County that's under investigation right now by state troopers. It's a crash involving off-duty law enforcement. And a woman unfortunately passed away later on from her injuries. And the crash happened about 2 weeks ago, and we're just now getting information. It takes time. Some agencies can only release so much or not wanting to release information because it is an ongoing investigation. But we do appreciate the messages. You know, that's how we get told about things. For example, we had a chase the other day on Lee Road 240 in Phoenix City. And we had viewer videos from the beginning of the chase, during the chase, and after the chase, all because our viewers were there. They had their cameras out. And that's how we get the information out to the public, is our viewers have been nothing but great. and we appreciate, and I appreciate all that they do for us.
And I'm going to say this. He didn't tell me this, but if you have a personal vendetta against someone, don't think Colin's going to be the outlet for you to be able to do that. That is not what happens. So come up with some information. Please make sure it comes right.
When I first started, there was a trend back then where I was getting messages twice, sometimes 3 times a day of people saying that their girlfriend broke up with them and they want to get back at her. And I'm like, it's not a criminal charge. There's nothing I can do about it. I get your pain. I understand your pain, but there's nothing I can do with it.
Yeah, we're not getting into that right now. Colin, thank you so much.
Of course.
I appreciate our partnership, man. And guys, you can follow all his stuff on Colin Scroggins CNAW and the website
CNAW2news.com. And please do not burn this weekend.
And finally, because I can't do this, because I kind of want you to introduce our next guest, Mandy Vega. What has she meant to you and the crew? We talked a little bit last week. Richard's going to have an opportunity to kind of get her story here in just a little bit. But talk about how the partnership with you, because it seems like right now y'all are connected at the hip.
Yeah. We've been working together for a couple weeks, couple months now. We've been going to a lot of community events. She's actually pulled me out of the house some. Nice. I'm used. When COVID hit, I just shut down and was a hermit and only went to crime scenes in certain places. And I've been going to a lot of community events lately with her. And
people like seeing your face.
Oh yeah, and I've enjoyed it. You know, it's seeing a better side of the community, better than from what I usually see with crime scenes and death investigations and stuff. So we've had a great time. We're actually going to dinner sometime soon, so with our friends and stuff. So we're doing great, and I'm very appreciative for her coming along and joining the team. She has turned Home and Lifestyle now around like crazy. Yeah. Nothing like I've seen before. So I think they just reached 7,000 followers the other day. So She is turning that page around like nonstop. So I really appreciate all she does for us.
And me too. If you see Colin out in public, he will take a picture with you.
I will.
If you scare him back to his hermit crab hole, I promise you, I'm coming after you. Colin, thank you so much, man. We'll take a break. When we come back, it's Mandy Vega and Richard Holdridge here on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show.
Going on right now at Glyn Smith and Opelika.
Both Chevy Silverado and Traverse are ready for you. Get supplier pricing today on all new Chevy Silverado 1500s with up to $13,500 off. Or get a loaded Traverse, the roomy Chevy SUV with 3rd row seating, and enjoy up to $6,000 off.
Buy today and make no payments for 120 days.
Smart people from all over the USA buy from Glyn Smith Chevrolet.
Get ready to smile.
We're having a protest downtown.
When? Today?
Saturday.
The No Kings protest. Yeah, that's right.
From 10 a.m. to 12.
I won't be
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Carol Perdue in Phoenix City today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And welcome back here to the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show, live from the showroom here at Glyn Smith Chevrolet GMC. And I am with Mandy Vega from Home and Lifestyle Now. Mandy, it's such a pleasure having you here on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show, and welcome to the CNAW2 News family.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to meet y'all. I've heard a lot about you guys through Colin and Jay and everyone. So thank you for having me on the show today. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And we will get into the whole home and lifestyle now and what the background is, because there's just a lot of stuff to do in the community. But we want you to tell your story. How long you been doing this? What made you want to do this? And what's your broadcasting background? Like, start from the beginning.
So my name's Mandy. I live in Smith Station. I'm actually an RN. So my background is actually nursing. But I've always posted on TikTok when TikTok first came out and became a thing. I just used it as kind of like a creative outlet. Then back in 2023, I started traveling a lot. I got my passport, started traveling out of the country, out of town. So I would document those type of things on my TikTok. Well, I was out and about in Columbus one day, and there was a new restaurant that opened, and I made a little TikTok about it. Really didn't put much thought into it. Well, a few weeks went by, and I started getting all of these likes and shares on it. So I was like, what's going on? So I went to the analytics of that video, and people were searching things to do in Columbus, restaurants in Columbus, fun things to do in Columbus. So it kind of just hit me. It's like a light bulb moment. You know, to us, Columbus is home.
Yes.
You know, but the truth is, people do travel to Columbus, or there's a lot of things that people don't know is happening in Columbus, and people use TikTok as sort of like a search engine to build their itineraries or look up fun things to do, restaurants and things like that. So I just had like this light bulb moment, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start posting things all in Columbus. I'm going to these places anyway. I'm going to these events. So I started posting that, not really thinking anything that any of it would take off, and it did on my TikTok. And so I believe it was Daryl who actually found me on my TikTok and reached out to me. I've always known Colin. I've always followed him. We actually used to live in the same neighborhood. So
wow.
I used to see him in the yard and doing his thing back then. So that's how I got connected with Daryl and Jay and Colin. And they asked me to come on and help with the Home and Lifestyle Now page. When I first started helping with it, I think they were a little over 2,000 followers. And like Colin said, last week we hit 7,000 followers. So it's been great. It's been amazing. And I've really enjoyed our partnership.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are glad that you are on the CNW2 News family. And I kind of feel like the entertainment aspect has been an empty void. When we talk news, we talk sports, but we still have people going to concerts. When a new restaurant opens up, people want to know when it's going to open up, like a ribbon cutting ceremony for that type of stuff. Why is it important to get the community to get them involved, to put them on notice on some of the things that are happening? Because we've got big events, and I know me and Thrift, we deal with sports, but you know, there's that other side of that entertainment, wanting to go out to Midland Commons to catch a concert series, or we got the upcoming food truck festival coming up. So talk about why that's important, especially for getting the community informed.
Well, I just think it's really important. I mean, Columbus is the second largest city in Georgia, and you know, and a lot of times I hear people say there's nothing to do in Columbus. Columbus is boring. It's only the things that Colin covers, like the bad news. So it was important for me to share, you know, upcoming events. A lot of these things people don't really know about. So I think it's important to kind of use our voice and our platform to educate people and just share everything that's going on. And a lot of the events that we share are locally owned businesses.
Yeah.
And that's really important to us too, because at the same time, Columbus does feel kind of like a tight-knit small community. And so I really think that has been a big part of Home and Lifestyle Now's success, is people love the local community aspect of it.
Yeah, there's no question about it. And you got those tight-knit communities. You got Smith Station, Phoenix City, Columbus. That's why we call it the Tri-City area. But now you got a new community, Midland. We got you and Colin were at Midland Commons last weekend, and I live in Midland. It is absolutely growing. Midland Commons kind of feels like a downtown Midland. Just talk about like how impressed you were about Midland Commons and some of the things that you're able to do there. They got the amphitheater there, so they do have concert series on the weekends. And what was that like being at Midland Commons?
So I've been out there a couple of times, and I went to the concerts when they had their fall series. So when I found out that their spring series is kicking off, I was so excited. Again, I dragged Colin out with me, and it's just a lot of fun. Like you said, it's just an open area. My good friend with Street Food Saturdays is the event planner for all of that goes on out there. So there's food trucks, there's live music with local bands. And then also you can eat at Tommy G's or B. Merrill's. There's some great restaurants.
Great restaurants.
Yeah, some great restaurants in that area too. They had an Easter egg hunt last Saturday. So they're really big on community and bringing people together to have fun and family friendly, pet friendly. You can bring your pets out there. So, but yeah, I remember when Midland was nothing. It's just the gas station and the Walgreens, and that's it. So you're right. It really has grown, and it really is kind of its own little community. So, but we love Midland Commons, and we can't wait to go to the next concert.
All right, let's talk about Home and Lifestyle now. How long have you been operating their social media and posting as Home and Lifestyle now?
Since December of 2025, so just a little over 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the future looking like for maybe having not you have these quick hits, but are you wanting to do something bigger, have even a longer video segment, or just talk about some of the things that are happening in the community, with upcoming concerts coming up, especially when we're close to approaching summertime. Yeah. There's so much stuff to do in this area during the summer. Just talk about what you are looking forward to as far as the future of Home and Lifestyle now.
So we just really wanted to grow and keep growing and keep getting bigger and better and have people come to us to share their events, which a lot of people already do. Like Colin said, people will message him in his messenger about, hey, this is what's happening. Here's a scene going on. Well, a lot of people do already message us and say, hey, can you share our event or share our business? We do our business spotlights. Mm-hmm. Where we will come out to your business, interview you, what your business is all about, post it on Home and Lifestyle now to get more visibility and exposure. So yeah, the future of Home and Lifestyle now, I just want it to keep getting bigger and better and more positive news and events going on in Columbus and the Tri-City area.
Absolutely. And I could speak on behalf of people there driving maybe down Whittlesley Road and just looking over to their right, oh, I wonder what they're going to build there. And that's important too. Obviously, we know that a Dave & Buster's is going up there sometime in the fall. Big events like that. Why is it important to make sure you're there covering that? Because people want to know exactly when is it going to open, what are the hours, and then when can they actually start going there, and other places that are actually popping up in the city.
Oh, it's important. People are already scrolling on social media. Social media is so powerful now with getting the news out there or getting word out there of new things that are happening and new places opening. A lot of people don't really look at the billboards anymore or business cards. The last couple times I've had a business card given to me, it goes in the bottom of my purse. So yeah, it's just really important for us to, keep showing up and just bringing positive vibes to the Tri-City area. More things to do for the kids. That's another thing I hear a lot is there's really nothing to do out here for families. And with Fort Benning being right here too, there's a lot of military families that come in and don't know what's going on. So we try to direct them to Home and Lifestyle now so they can kind of see what there is to do and what new things there is that's happening.
Now, do you cover events that happen on Fort Benning? Do you get on posts over there, and why is that audience important as well?
Well, I haven't been over there yet, but that's a growth that we can have. That's definitely part of Home and Lifestyle now's growth. Fort Benning is a huge part of the tourism, I would say, that comes to Columbus. Anytime you're downtown walking on the Riverwalk or in the restaurants down, you see so many military families. They're always having the graduations out there. So families are always coming in. A lot of people get stationed here. A lot of people retire here at Fort Benning.
Yeah, of course.
So, that's definitely something in the future for Home and Lifestyle now is to start covering more Fort Benning families because we definitely want to include them too and welcome them to the family too.
All right, Mandy, talk about your partnership with CNAW2 News. Obviously, with all the news events that are happening around Home and Lifestyle now, it really coincides sometimes, and it even crosses over with sports. We have partnered with CNAW2 News for a little over a year now, and there could be the Cleanstones home opener. I mean, that is not just a sporting event. That is just an event where people come from all over the state of Georgia and the state of Alabama and they're gonna like shop at places. They're gonna eat at restaurants, and so that's important too. So just that partnership with CNAW2 News. Why is it important just to combine the whole aspect of sports, news, entertainment?
Because it all can go hand in hand, and like you said, the Clean Stones opening weekend is next weekend, April 3rd.
April 3rd.
Yeah. So you guys are covering it. Home and Lifestyle Now, we can cover it because it's not just sports. They're having concerts out there too. I believe I saw like every home game, they're going to have concerts where you can go pregame. And it's a family-friendly event. So that's what we love to share on Home and Lifestyle Now, whether it be sports, restaurants, events, or other things like that. Are you going to be going to the Clean Stone game?
Wow, Mandy, you're really putting me on the spot.
You've been putting me on the spot all show.
I am going to have to plead the fifth on that, but I will get back to you. Got family obligations, but I would. Other circumstances, I wouldn't miss it for the world. My final question to you is, when it comes to Home and Lifestyle Now, how can people get in touch with you if they have a story, if they have something they want to share? What is your social media follow and your social media handle so they can get a hold of you?
So you can follow us on Home and Lifestyle Now on Facebook, and just like Colin said, you can send us a message through Messenger. You can also message me, Mandy Vega. I tag myself a lot on the page so people can kind of put a face with Home and Lifestyle Now too. So yeah, you can message me or the page or our email address, homeandlifestylenow@gmail.com.
Mandy, we are so honored to have you as part of the CNAW2 News family, and thank you so much for being on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. That's Mandy Vega from Home and Lifestyle Now. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Thrift and I are coming back on screen to wrap it up. Don't go anywhere here on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show, live from the showroom here at Glyn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika.
Going on right now at Glyn Smith and Opelika.
Both Chevy Silverado and Traverse are ready for you. Get supplier pricing today on all new Chevy Silverado 1500s with up to $13,500 off. Or get a loaded Traverse, the roomy Chevy SUV with third row seating, and enjoy up to $6,000 off.
Buy today and make no payments for 120 days.
Smart people from all over the USA buy from Glyn Smith Chevrolet.
Get ready to smile.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
We are the only live and local sports talk show in East Alabama, West Central Georgia. Sports Visions 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible to be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy, and Gordy Eye Care for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
At Planet Fitness, there's strength in numbers. The number of different workouts to do.
1, 2, 3.
Different clubs to do it in. Friends to do it with.
Looking good, everybody.
Yeah, we are.
And the number of ways to recover from it all. And it all adds up to one membership. The Planet Fitness Black Card. Access any location, bring a friend anytime, and recover in the Black Card Spa.
One more, everybody.
We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
Houlihan serves fresh, handcrafted dishes made just the way you like them. Juicy burgers, sizzling steaks, crisp salads, and shareable appetizers set the table for every appetite. Relax with friends, celebrate special moments, or enjoy a casual night out. Houlihan's delivers great food, great drinks, and great times, with 2 locations in Columbus, downtown at the Marriott Hotel and on Sidney Simons Boulevard at the Doubletree Hotel.
Welcome back, everyone. Vote for this year in the mayor candidacy.
All
right, so what do we got coming up?
Very tough race
tonight on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. He would answer it too. That's the problem. So I have to literally save him from himself. Big Rich tonight. We got Stars Mill at Northside. That's a big game. We'll have that on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. You will be at Brookstone, Russell County. Russell County looking like they're going to make the playoffs. This is their best baseball team in the last 5 years. Danny Danielson's done a great job. Brookstone, 10-3. They've been playing really good baseball.
Yes.
They got some big games coming up on a spring break tournament down at Port St. Joe coming up next week. So they want to take care of business against Russell County. They already beat Columbus this week and Shaw. Russell County now on the road. Should be a lot of fun. That's what's coming up tonight on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Yeah, Russell County's 2-0 in the region. They got a big win over Park Crossing. They have been playing great, and they have been moving up in our baseball rankings. So we've got 2 teams that are in the top 6 of our baseball rankings. And I'm excited. The matchup, Coach Danny Danielson taking on Coach Greg Mathis. It's going to be great. We're going to end up seeing some outstanding baseball players. It's Mike Peacock on the call. And I'm actually, once we're done here, I'm actually going to head down to Seal, Alabama. To see Russell County baseball once again.
Alabama. I don't think you were on the same. I was doing an Eli
Gold. I know.
There's the way you said Alabama right there.
Alabama.
That's what's going down tonight. We don't have anything tomorrow. Spring break from Muskogee County, Calvary, Pacelli, and Brookstone. Also Harris County for a lot of the schools, I think, in Alabama. They were on the spring break this past week. So we'll be at Smith Station. Glenwood will be back in action coming up. So we'll have all that busy week. And guess what, Richard? We start April next week, so
Cannot
that's
believe it.
pretty crazy that we got that. We got Clingstone's opening day.
Braves
next
opener
Friday.
today.
Braves opener today. Clingstone's opener next Friday. Lions opener April the 16th. April's going to be a big month, and then plus it's playoff push for all the baseball teams. It's also playoff push for soccer, track and field's got a lot of their meets heading into state finals. We got tennis going on, golf, and guess what? Before you know it, we're going to be in May, and the seasons are done, and we're at the end of the school year. Are you kidding me?
Can't believe it.
Cannot believe that year number 4 is almost in the books. Unbelievable.
4 years of doing this.
And we're about to head to year number 5. Also want to say Middle Georgia Sports Live is rocking and rolling right now. We were last night, the number 1 and number 2 teams in the entire GIAA faced off. Pratt Stratford and FPD. FPD was a big down, but what a game it was.
Oh, yeah.
We had that on at Middle Georgia Sports Live. We also had Tatnall taking down Mount DeSales last night as well. So Tatnall trying to keep up with the Joneses. They move up into the top 5 of the 4A classification. So I think that is going to be it's going to be a lot of fun, man. I really do. I think it's going to be interesting to see how the playoff push is going to be for the GIAA. But not only that, I love Middle Georgia Sports Live. We're getting underway, and we're going to really kick off things coming up fall of 2026. So we are just trucking along right now, Big Rich. A lot happening around the area and a lot happening within this company and Varsity Sports Network. And so that's going well down there. Just some news and notes on what's happening with us, Rich. And as made mention, next week's April, regular season ends after that, Rich.
Yeah.
We're already in playoff mode. And so these next couple of weeks we're going to have some big-time games coming up on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Yeah, the month of April, I've already taken a sneak peek at it. It is loaded with baseball, softball, soccer. Do you think we might even sneak a golf tournament in there or possibly a tennis match? Who knows? I think that could be something that we could do because we like doing stuff that's different.
Yeah.
And, last year we live streamed archery and we live streamed lacrosse. So, the sky's the limit for Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. So tonight, Mike Peacock, Richard Holdridge on the call, Brookstone, Russell County. Mike Frost, Ricky Rogers on the call, Stars Mill at Northside. That will all be going down here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll have another show on Sunday to kind of kick off what's happening next week. We'll drop our baseball rankings, soccer. We just did our soccer rankings, so I'm going to drop them later on today on our Instagram page. We'll have
movers and shakers.
We'll have some updated records on there, and we'll put that up. You and Tyler did a great job. You can go back to on Wednesday's show at Houlihan's and rewatch all of that that's happening. March Madness is underway right now, Big Rich, and glad that it's my favorite time of year, man. And
it really is.
Arizona showed me last night that I think they can easily win a national championship. I got Illinois and Arizona both in the Final Four after what I saw. And then on the flip side, I think Michigan makes it out of their region. That means that's 2 Big Ten teams in the Final Four. And then in that region that's got the gauntlet of UConn, Michigan State, St. John's, and Duke. I got Duke in it. And I'm going to have a Duke, Arizona. I was leaning in my original bracket, had Duke, Michigan. But what I saw last night with Arizona and Awaka off the bench and Koa Pete, that guy's going to be a top 10 pick. I really like what I saw from Arizona. So I'm going Arizona and Duke. I think those two have been the best 2 teams all year long. I can hear you with Michigan. You know what? I'll myself out of it, Rich.
Come on
I got
now.
Tennessee upsetting Michigan.
There we go.
And I got Tennessee finally. Rick Barnes back in the Final Four since 2003 when he was at Texas with DJ Ford. I got Tennessee taking on Arizona in one Final Four. I got Illinois taking on Duke, and I got Duke and Arizona in the national championship. Rich, what do you got in your bracket, man?
Well, I had Houston winning it all, and they ended up losing to Illinois. So, first of all, I want to say this.
No, I can hear you with Kelvin Sampson, Rich. I can hear you.
Here's what I want to say about 9th seeded Iowa. Don't ever call them a Cinderella if they come from a major conference.
I'm calling it right now.
They are not a Cinderella if they're
telling you
coming
right
from
now,
a major
yes,
conference.
they are. That is a big-time Cinderella, Rich.
That is not Cinderella because they're not from a mid-major.
What's their best player's name?
That I would have to look up.
Fulgaris,
right
man.
now.
He's the one that had the and one and
This
the dunk at the end of the game.
This guy is the college basketball expert. I am just a casual
Rich,
fan.
the only reason I know that guy's name is I remember watching the end of that Iowa-Nebraska, and he had the dunk. And
all right.
It stuck in my brain.
I got Duke beating St. John. I've got UConn beating Michigan State.
You not believe in Rick Pitino?
I do believe in Rick Pitino, but I do think that Duke with Cam Bouger, I think that they're the number 1 overall seed for a reason. They have not won an NCAA title since 2015. I got Michigan beating Alabama. I got Tennessee upsetting Iowa State, so it's going to be Tennessee, Michigan in the Elite Eight, and then I'm gonna go against the grain. I'm gonna say Illinois beats Iowa. As much as I would love to see Iowa in the Final Four, I think Illinois gets to the Final Four, and I think Arizona gets to the Final Four, and they beat Purdue. So yeah, we got Arizona, Illinois in the Final Four, and then we've got Duke and Michigan. And I think they're in separate brackets because I had Duke, Michigan in the championship.
Duke, Illinois,
Illinois,
and it would be
Michigan, and Arizona. I got Duke and Michigan in my championship.
You got 3 number 1s making it, and then number 3 seeded Illinois. But we're gonna watch that. Yeah. By the way, Atlanta Hawks 41-32, number 5 seed. I don't think they catch Cleveland, but they potentially could. They got to play them twice during these last 10 games. But I don't care if they do. As long as they, in my opinion, I like the Hawks getting the 6th seed and taking on a team in New York because I think this Hawks team can beat the Knicks. I do think they can beat Cleveland too, but I'm a little bit more scared of Donovan Mitchell than I am of Jalen Brunson or Cat. So I would be okay with them being the 6. If they end up being the 5, I'm fine with that. And then I just saw them win on the road at Detroit. Why couldn't they beat a Detroit team?
Why not?
I think their only team that they would probably have a problem with is Boston. And that's if Boston is finally playing up to their ceiling and Jason Tatum's come back from injury and playing well. I can see Boston being the team that it will be too hard to overcome because of the experience, a team that's won a championship before, and obviously the youth of Atlanta eventually is going to come into them. But I will tell you, I would not be surprised if I see a deep playoff run, and I did not expect that after the All-Star break.
Throughout the Eastern Conference is wide open. We saw right now the worst team in the NBA went to the finals last year. So why not the Atlanta Hawks? I'd like, if they're able to get by Cleveland, I like that second-round matchup against Detroit. And let's say the Knicks beat Boston like they did last year. If we have a Knicks-Hawks Eastern Conference final, I would be pulling hard for the Hawks to possibly get to the NBA Finals. That's the dream. That's what we want to see. But why not this year? Why when the East is wide open?
By the way, the Eastern Conference, all 10 teams we already know are going to be in the playoffs. Milwaukee's out. Also, Chicago, they're done. Both 29 and 43. So Charlotte, how about them? I'm telling you, I really like Charlotte. Concanopoulos. LaMelo Ball is starting to look like a leader and playing excellent.
Brandon Miller.
Position. Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges. Charlotte would be a tough out. And I'm with you, Rich. I think any of those back teams, Miami, Charlotte, Atlanta, Philadelphia, Toronto, any of those teams could have an upset.
Charlotte has an 8 seed taking on Detroit. That could be an upset. That could be an upset in the first round, Thrift.
And the Lakers have shown that they potentially could win a championship. Go watch the Braves tonight. I don't know how. Braves, what are you doing? This is why I'm so happy for Georgia Alabama Sports Live, because Braves now are saying you can only watch them if you get a subscription for $19.99 a month. Everything costs money to watch. Having basic cable doesn't mean anything anymore.
No.
There's no easy way to find anything. You got to go through 9 different streaming services. You got to have 9 different subscriptions. And that's exactly why we're saying you shouldn't have to pay to watch high school sports. Georgia Alabama Sports Live, Middle Georgia Sports Live, changing the game, because why? Why would you pay for that? And how is that helping the kids when no one's going to be paying to watch that? They're not. Very rarely. Maybe the superstar athletes, but we're not talking about them. Okay, those are what, 0.5% of the athletes? We're talking about the other 99.9% that doesn't get talked about, that's not probably going to play division basketball, football, volleyball, whatever it is. Nobody wants to pay to watch them, but they do want to watch them. That's why the free model and what we're trying to do is a game changer. And we appreciate your support of what we do on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. From Big Rich, thank you also to Mandy Vega. Thank you to Colin Scroggins. And more importantly and specifically, thank you to Glyn Smith Chevrolet GMC. hammering down high prices right now, new and used on the lot. GlynSmith.com. That is GlynSmith.com. All the inventory there before you even set foot. People come across the region, across the country, to leave here with a smile. New Chevy Silverados and new GMC Sierras. I will speak from experience. I love my GMC Sierra. It's the best investment I've ever made, and I'm recommending you, if you're going to make an investment for something long-term, taking care of yourself, come somewhere that's not going to take advantage of you, but take care of you, and that's Glyn Smith. So thank y'all so much for watching. We'll see you next time. The Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show.